2 Comedy Fest is running just November 6th through the 10th with some of the biggest names in comedy coming to our city to perform. Josh Wolf closing us out November 10th at the Park West. Josh, thank you so much for your time today.
Hey, man, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You know what? We chatted a couple of times while you've been in Chicago. It's been a big part of your stand-up career. I mean, what does it feel like, every time you come to our city?
Oh, I love coming to Chicago, and I love the Chicago comedy fans. It's one of the best comedy cities in the country, without a doubt, because it's a good combination of smart but willing to laugh at whatever you say as long as it's funny.
You're in the middle of a big tour, right now. East Coast, West Coast, the Midwest. I mean, tell me a little bit, how's this tour been going for you so far?
I love it, man. I put out a special in October, and I already got a brand new hour that I'm super proud of, and that I'll be bringing to Chicago. I got a friend of mine, a local dude there who's going to be opening it up for me. And yeah, man, it's always good. I'm really, honestly, I try to make an excuse to come to Chicago a couple times a year just to eat for 24 hours straight.
Yeah, I do that too. Even though I live here, I still do that too. I need to block off 24 hours just to get my fill of food. 4 stories. Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about that because, I mean, you talk parenting, you talk travel, friends, roommates. I mean, this is something that everybody can identify with. And I think everybody, if you gave them that topic, would have a story that either they celebrate or that has like scarred them for life.
That's the point of this last special is no matter where you are in your life, no matter who you are, one of these stories is going to resonate with you. And I had really started not started, but, when people really started to find me, I was really just focusing on stories about my kids because that's where I was in my life, and I'm at a different point in my life. There is a story about my kids in this past special, but I'm growing, I'm different, I'm older. I'm reflecting back on my life, on different stories that happened in my past and some things that happen now. And so it really is a special where I think you'll be able to relate to all of the stories. But even if you can't, there's 1 or 2 that you'll be like, oh, yeah, that happened.
That happened to me. I know some of that happened too. You talk about your kids, and let's talk a little bit about Jacob. Is he coming to Chicago with you this time?
Jacob is not coming to Chicago. And I'm not spilling any tea here. He had to check himself into a sober living about 45 days ago.
Okay.
And so he's taking care of whatever he needs to take care of. And I'm obviously, whenever he gets out and he's ready, he'll be back on the road with me. But for right now, he's taking care of himself, and I'm handling the road for the both of us.
Yeah, I mean, thank you for sharing that. I mean, that's a journey that a lot of people go on, something that people struggle with, and I think it makes it an easier conversation when people share their stories and know that they're not alone. So, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, I have found that it was up to him to make it public. That wasn't my decision. But once he made it public, the amount of people who reached out was so overwhelming and touching. But also what you realize is that one of the it's not trick, but one of the ways as humans we heal is by realizing that you're not alone.
Yeah.
And not just in this issue,
yeah.
but whatever ails you, when you can become a community, we're communal creatures.
Yeah.
And community heals. And to have so many people, complete strangers, reach out with stories, it made me feel emboldened and hopeful and grateful.
But that's also what comedy does too, is that, whether we're going through a good time, a bad time, it might be, a first date, it might be something that people do, on a regular basis. But you have that communal experience of, something that's going on in the world or something that goes on within our families or relationships. And it just increases the human experience.
I agree. And what's funny is, like, look, I'm not going to claim you're going to feel smarter when you leave my show, but you are going to feel together. My real goal, obviously, goal number 1, laugh. Okay. When you come to my show, goal number 1, laugh. but it's laugh together. And if we laugh at uncomfortable things, I've been doing it long enough where I can make us laugh at uncomfortable things together. I can make us laugh at silly things, juvenile things together. And I have that really has been my goal for comedy for a long time, to feel like, we're all in a room together laughing at the same thing. And laughter and all that stuff is so healing and such a good bonding experience, man. It's what I love the most about it, truly. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I don't poke fun at people, but I poke fun in an arms wide open way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, was one of those things I remember, growing up, and sometimes, your parents would, give a lighthearted joke as far as you, as a teenager or somebody in their 20s. And, you and I've been a fan of yours for a long time, and I'm getting to see that I'm not sure if it's Jacob's influence or people seeing you on social media, but some of those younger kids that are coming to your show and you having fun with them in the audience.
One of my favorite things is, I have a lot of dudes 18 to 25 showing up at that shows now. And I love poking fun of them. And they laugh at themselves like that. I don't know if they're too stupid to know any different, or if they just don't, I remember being that age and being like, I really don't care that much what this dude says about me as long as it's funny. And so we poke fun and we have fun together. I love hearing their, I ask them a lot of funny stories. It's really changed. My show is so, it feels very interactive without it being incredibly interactive. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I'm not a 50, 75% crowd work dude. I like my stand-up, but the way I do it, it makes it feel like everybody's part of the show.
Yeah, no, definitely. And then final thing here, I want to ask about those the viral pants that you were wearing and that photo. I'm not sure if they were purple or red or what color they were. Do you bring them on tour with you? Do you wear them often? Where do those pants live?
They live now. The pants that he's referring to, I took this picture with this guy and his son, and his son was like 18, 19. And the guy brought the picture back a year later to my show. It was in Kentucky, and he handed it to me. And, I always say thank you, and he was like, no, you're going to want to look at this picture. And it was like an 8x10. And my junk looked so big in the pants in the picture, like a soft 9, and I have since framed the pants, but I did dry them one time before I framed them, just to make sure they got just a little tighter squeeze on there. But yeah, those are I honestly I sent a message to the company whose pants they were, and I'm like, you should be advertising the pants like this.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if anybody loves the color, but if you advertise the pant like, these pants will make you look like you got a soft 9. I know a bunch of dudes who would sign up for that,
They're going to be flying off the shelves. You could be the new spokesperson.
It would just be me and a bunch of dudes in these pants all looking like we just got huge dongs.
Well, Josh, thank you so much for your time today. Cannot wait for you to come to Chicago, Park West, 322 West Armitage, 312comedyfestival.com for those tickets. And we will see you back in our city very, very soon.
My man, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.